Hey everybody, welcome to the Blue Collar Beer Gentleman. I'm Chris. I started this channel because I'm a fan of craft beer, but I'm on a limited budget. So I started this channel to show that it's possible to enjoy good quality beers without breaking the bank. Most of the beers that I review come in around the $2 price range, and such is the case with today's selection. I actually paid $2.29 for this 12-ounce can of Alai IPA from Cigar City Brewing. I'm sure a lot of you are looking at this and going, "Oh yeah, definitely," because this is a very popular beer, very well. It's an admired beer, even I would go so far as to say across the beer reviewing community. Um, the beauty of this is Cigar City has not been available here in Las Vegas for very long at all. In fact, we just recently got it. So I'm thrilled about this. Back in December of 2016, so it's been, 3 years now? Yeah, it's been 3 years. The man Brian at the creek, and if once again I'm going to give another shout out to Tenaya Creek, who just had their 20th anniversary back in November. But anyway, my man Brian had a can of this. It was the aged on white oak variety, same beer but just aged on white oak. So I have never had the original High Lie itself. Real quick information about it. It has a 7.5 ABV. Typically, American IPAs come in between 5.5 and 7.5. So this is basically at the high range of alcohol content. Has 63 IBUs. Typically, American IPAs come in between 40 and 70 IBUs. So this is well within range. It was canned 3 months ago, so those you IPA purists can't say that this is too old. Um, Among the reviewing community, gets stellar marks. 102 of my friends on Untappd have given this a cumulative score of 4.07. 327,000 of us have given it a cumulative score of 3.97. That's almost 4.0 on the Untappd scale for almost, more than a quarter million people. So that's pretty extraordinary. Beer Advocate has 8,748 rankings, giving it a 95 on their scale, which that puts it as a world-class beer. So there you have it. Um, I guess that's all the information about it. One just on a personal note, I grew up well. I grew up in the Midwest, but my grandparents had a place in Pompano Beach. They had another one after a while in Sarasota. The place in Pompano Beach was close enough that we would sometimes drive to Miami to watch Highlight. My grandfather loved the game, absolutely loved it, loved to put bets on it. And so I'm dedicating this to my grandfather, Erwin Katz, who was a fan of Highlight. So I don't see any reason to keep yapping my flap any further. Let's get to drinking. The thing about IPAs is that there's really not a whole lot of information to give you guys about them. There's still speculation as to whether it truly got its name from overhopping in order to survive the trip around the Horn of around Africa as the British were colonizing India. So if you ever want to look up that story, there's still speculation as to whether or not it's true, but that is supposedly the story, that the IPA was created because beer was part of the rations that a British soldier was given during the campaign to colonize India. And as they were doing that, as they were bringing the beer to them, they found that the beer would spoil on the way, but if they threw in just a lot of hops in order to act as a preservative, the beer made it just fine, and thus started this variety. Now, this beer has poured what you're seeing is about, oh, I've got to say mm, at least one shade lighter than the actual color itself. This is actually pouring almost a coppery color. Let's see, it says here, infused with 6 hop varieties. And I guess that's about it. The rest of it is Merry Game of High Life provides inspiration for the citrus-forward IPA with notes of clementine, orange peel, and caramel malt, creating an IPA that's both bold and approachable. So I am thrilled to finally be getting Cigar City Brewing here. They made a great Irish brown that Tony and I reviewed for Tiger Socks, and I think I said I was going to start drinking this and quit yapping my flap, and that's exactly what I'm going to do now. So cheers. And there it is. That is definitely a world-class beer. I'm glad that world-class was the ranking that it got on Beer Advocate because it deserves it. It's been 3 years since I had this beer, as I said, the white oak aged variety, not the original. Never had the original. This is my first time having it. I'm going to describe that as about a medium mouthfeel. Slightest bit of alcohol burn, 7.5. That's not particularly surprising to have just a slight alcohol burn to it. You definitely pick up the citrus, as they were talking about, the orange, the clementine. I'm not picking up the caramel malt and the bouquet, but that's okay. That's not a big deal. I'm not getting that, but there could be any number of reasons for that. Citrus is sort of an imposing uh, part of the bouquet, so it always will kind of take center stage. Uh, it's simultaneously refreshing and dry. It kind of has sort of a dry end to it. As you can see, this head is fairly resilient. It doesn't seem to be going much of anywhere. I mean, that is probably a good quarter-inch down from what it poured, but still, the fact that there's that much head on this says this is a head that withstands nucleation and the air hitting it. Such a great beer. Such a truly great beer. This is the kind of beer, I don't know what it, well, I do know that the single can costs $2.29. I don't know what a six-pack of this is, but it's worth it. Grab a six-pack of it, throw it in the back of your fridge. Your friends come over, pull these out. I'll put it to you honestly, unless I have a friend who really, really hates the taste of bitter, I expect them to enjoy this beer. Um, Great beer. Sets, definitely stands apart from many others. There's a reason that this beer has such notoriety among the beer reviewing community because it truly is an exceptional beer, and I'm really, really glad that we finally got Cigar City Brewing. Um, there actually is, let's see, not the next one, but the one after this, somewhere in there. I'm going to be doing the Cigar City Brown Ale, just their standard brown, not the one that Tony and I did, the Irish Brown. But anyway, I'm thrilled that Cigar City Brewing is available here. We recently got them. We recently got 450 North from Indiana. So finally, our little literal desert and beer desert is starting to get some of the beers we've been wanting so desperately. So guys, if you like this video, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, drink good beer and don't break the bank doing it. Cheers.